condition.
The owners of Eureka Gardens facing new trouble tonight as dozens of residents banded together and demanded better living conditions. You may recall last week, only on News 4 Jax, Francesca Amaker brought you the story of one tenant who showed us what she describes as mold in her kitchen, bathroom, and elsewhere in her apartment. Tonight, she and neighbors wrote to the Department of Housing and Urban Development asking the agency to force the owners to make permanent improvements or else shut down the 400-unit complex entirely. Channel 4's Francesca Amaker is joining us now live with an update on the residents' concerns. Francesca.
Tom, at tonight's meeting, these residents told me they are fed up, and now they're banding together, just as you mentioned, trying to do what they can against the management at Eureka Gardens. Now, we weren't allowed in the meeting because, of course, a lot of the residents were fearful that they may be threatened by management. But I did get this survey that was passed out by the Tenant Association, the folks who held this meeting. Here are just a couple of questions that I'd like to read off the survey. Do you have mold in your unit? Do your children have respiratory issues? And have you ever received a 10-day notice after you complained? A lot of the folks at this meeting circled yes to many of these questions.
Some people, this is a lifetime. So in order for that lifetime to be comfortable, this letter's gonna go so that they can continue to be comfortable.
You could say Tracy Grant was one of the pioneers for tonight's meeting. Last week, she allowed us into her home where she lives with no centralized air and the constant smell of mildew. Since then, dozens of tenants have come forward demanding that the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the mayor's office, or anyone that will listen will force the complex to fix the conditions or shut down completely. Tuesday night, tenants wrote a letter to HUD urging the department to take a closer look at the recent passing of an inspection done by the Real Estate Assessment Center. These were just a few of the issues tenants included in that letter.
My sister have all this mildew and the smell. It's terrible in there.
My tub is rusted out from the front to the back. The drain is lime green.
Mold, electricity, the plumbing, safety with the screens, the window screens, a screen door to put on both doors.
The Christian-based owners Global Ministries Foundation also owns several other properties in multiple states. One in Memphis where residents have told media they are living with roaches and mice. And one complex in Orlando where residents say they live with leaky ceilings, peeling paint, and melted electrical outlets. And those stories have left tenants back here in Jacksonville with very little hope.
What do you think should be done with these apartments?
They need to close them down, need to shut them down.
Now, again, many of these residents are saying that there is mold in their apartments. Of course, the property management tells me that they have an open investigation on these suspicious stains. The property management says that it has not been deemed mold just yet, but they say as they get these complaints from residents, they are investigated within about a 48-hour period. Also, as far as the Tenant Association and when they will have their next meeting, I'll be looking into that. But again, this meeting let out around 7:30 tonight, so we were not able to speak with Eureka Gardens property management at that time. We're now reporting live from Francesca Amaker, Channel 4, the local station.
Tonight, a daycare worker